I was in a sandbox and it ended up we sat in a town for 3 sessions discussing what to do. I would drop that game in a heartbeat. By the way, do you know that every single month I publish a PDF out to my Patreons that is full of Dungeon Master resources? These are resources that are intended to reduce your prep time and improve the quality of your games. These monthly PDFs include things like NPCs, traps, villains with stat blocks, puzzles, really cool fleshed out puzzles, by the way, magic items, encounters, random tables, adventure ideas, and every single monthly PDF includes 2 entire D&D 5th edition adventures with maps designed for use on virtual tabletops. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in that could help you out, reduce your prep time, and improve the quality of your games, my cat is down here biting my foot, check out the link to my Patreon page down below. There is no way I'm gonna sit in 3 game sessions discussing what to do next. Are you kidding me? What a miserable way to spend 12 hours, hold on a second, 4 times 3, 12 hours of my life discussing what to do next. I'm out of there. You give me 1 game session. If I'm a player, 1 game session where we literally spend 4 hours discussing what to do next, I'm done. I'm out. I will never go back to that game, ever. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I don't care if it's the DM's fault. I don't care if it's the player's fault. I don't care whose fault it is. That is not how I'm gonna spend my time. You should have seen me. There was this one time I play in this Descent into Avernus game with some other people, and I remember there was this one time where I'm a player in it, and I think there were about 4 players, and there was this manor, this villa or this manor that we had to like get into and infiltrate. And at least one of the other players was making a really big deal about doing it the right way so we don't get caught. What's the best way? We got to make sure we don't get caught. And in my brain, I was like, this is a pointless, dumb decision. Let's just go in there and do it. It doesn't matter how we go in. It doesn't matter what. We'll figure it out. We'll improvise. And I'm also, my brain, I'm thinking, look it. The Dungeon Master isn't here to screw us over. The Dungeon Master is here to give us an enjoyable game experience. Even if we make a poor choice, it doesn't mean the world is all over and lost and everything ends. It just means things might be a little bit harder. If he's running the game well, you know, now there are critical failure choices that might just result in game over. But let's assume we're not making one of those choices. As long as we don't make one of those choices, we're probably gonna be okay. So how about we do this? How about we just make a choice in like a few minutes and then go in and play the game? Because I'm sorry, sitting around the game table and discussing for 3 game sessions what you're gonna do next is not playing D&D. That's just part of the game. No, that is okay. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, let's weigh our options. Let's make a decision. Okay, that's fine. But 4 hours, make a decision. 3 game sessions to make a decision about what you're gonna do next. I'm piecing out of that so fast. I remember this one time I've told this story before. It's been a while since I told it though. I was watching an actual game. I was watching an actual play game session. It was the finale of their campaign. It wasn't Critical Role or anything, but it was the finale of their campaign. It was their last game session for the first season. Oh, for the entire campaign. It was for the entire campaign, and the whole, I would say probably about 2 to 3 hours of the game session, the players were discussing, there was a bad person that had arrived at their castle, and that bad person was giving them a choice whether they would make a deal with her or they would have to fight her. That was the choice. And the players were sitting there for about 2 to 3 hours, I think, trying to decide whether they were going to fight her or make a deal with her. And I think there were about 4 or 5 players, and really only 2 of them were having the discussion. One of them wanted to fight because it's D&D, it's the last game, it's the final, let's just fight, you know? And the other person wanted to make a deal. The other 3 players were mostly quiet the whole time, not even engaged at all, you know. And then finally they decided to make a deal, and then they didn't fight her, and that was it. And then that was the game. That was your campaign finale, you know. We just made a deal with the devil or whatever, and that's it. But it was like 2 to 3 hours of just trying to decide. And I remember I left like a comment. I think I left a comment on the person's video, and I said something about like that was horrible. 3 hours talking about it, you know. And the person's response was, "That's part of the game." You're playing a different game than I'm playing or something. I don't know. Yeah, that was crazy. There's a nice little rant for you.